Having adult money means getting to buy all the things we couldn't afford as a kid, and we definitely bought a lot. So let's check it out. This video is for the real OGs, the accessory hoarders, and just those who love all the weird gadgets you can never justify buying yourself. So we bought it for you. And if that's not really you, then just jump ahead with the time codes. Otherwise, we've got some story times for the ones that do care. And yes, we also get a lot of PR samples because we're constantly curating for new video ideas like the upcoming Ballerina movie and Last of Us Season 2 releases. So comment some accessories that we should test out for those videos down below. But starting this hoarding session off, these are S-Craft Pokemon keycaps that we ordered back in November. But because they're handmade and beautifully done so as well, I finally get to add it onto my very tiny keyboard collection. Yes, I use a low profile keyboard, so it's not ideal, but hey, we're all about being janky here. I personally try to pick up every drop they do, and these OG starters are still my favorite. This time they also included the Great Ball keycap holders, which are honestly self-explanatory, and if they stocked and sold these alone, it would probably make them trillionaires. Come on, tell me I'm not wrong. Knowing you would be pulling your balls out of your pants and tossing them at girls all day long. And speaking of balls, did you know that one man every hour, every day is diagnosed with testicular cancer? In fact, testicular cancer is the most common form of cancer amongst men ages 15 to 35. And April is National Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. And if there was ever a collab that made complete sense, it's Manscaped and the Testicular Cancer Society releasing a special edition bundle that helps support an amazing cause. The TCS Ball Hero bundle includes the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra TCS Special Edition and the Special Edition TCS Boxers 2.0. This special edition trimmer has an exclusive purple design in honor of the testicular cancer awareness, and trust me, this trimmer is next level. The cordless design allows for reaching every nook and cranny with ease, plus the waterproofing helps to save time in the shower and makes cleaning up a breeze. Don't worry, their new blades offer wider and rounder teeth, making cutting through hair actually feel like, well, a lawnmower trimming grass. Combined with their skin-safe technology, it's gentle on the skin, requires less passes, and reduces the chances of cuts. Now for an even closer shave, swap in the foil blade. The foil blade is designed to leave you with a finish that's irresistibly sleek and utterly bare. The built-in LED catches every patch of hair, and you can also bring this trimmer wherever you go to, thanks to its wireless charging capabilities and travel lock feature. Also included in the bundle is the special edition TCS Boxers 2.0 in this wicked purple camo. It's one of those products you feel good about buying for yourself, and feel good you will, with the anti-chafing, breathable, and supportive design. Literally supportive, with their jewel pouch cradling your precious gems. So who said that you couldn't buy confidence? On top of looking good, the inside also has a friendly reminder to check yourself too. But hurry, there's a limited supply of these special edition products, and they won't last long. Plus, get 20% off your entire order and free shipping when you use the code XM20 at manscaped.com. And if you want to learn more about how to check yourself or donate to the Testicular Cancer Society, go to manscaped.com/TCS. So let's raise awareness together and save lives. I was at the Toronto Game Expo this weekend and picked up a few retro pieces along with some Pokemon. This was my first time at the event and I friggin' loved it. The smell of old plastic, sweaty men, and the collective dust from hundreds if not thousands of NES, PlayStation, and some really retro board games too. I'll do a speed run of all my pickups, mainly because a lot of them are so old and one-off it's impossible to link. Starting with the Nintendo branded Radio Boy Color. When I saw this, it was an instant cop. Sealed, which makes it even sweeter, and I don't even collect retro consoles or devices, but I was born in the golden age of all things Nintendo, and I didn't even know these existed. The PSP Go, however, there were only 2 in the whole building, with this one being so mint, minus the disgustingly filthy fingerprints all over the back gloss finish, and you can bet your eyeballs that I went home and bought every accessory I could find that's still being sold for it. So comment the word PSP if I should do a PSP EDC. I picked up the Game Boy Advance Tetris Worlds because Tetris is just my jam. And fun fact, there was a time in my life that I bought a ton of live streaming gear just so I could live stream playing Tetris, but never did because I'm pretty shy on camera. And this fidget toy that actually reloads looks surprisingly realistic and is made of full metal. Spooky. I did a bunch of friendly gambling and unfortunately only won some Pokemon packs, so for the sake of science, let's open them. Another fun fact, I started a dedicated Pokemon channel that I won't share yet, but with how much I've spent on collecting, I need to start capitalizing on it. So let me know if you're into Pokemon still or again, and if you're interested in watching me literally burn my money to invest in, well, cardboard. I used to have a scratch card addiction and swapping it for Pokemon instead was really not the move.
Should we open some more?
Thankfully, this W was my ultimate comeback.
This is my all-time favorite pickup. A RadioShack TV. Portable, runs off C batteries, and pretty mint too.
It's the kind of tech that I've seen on TV shows and movies, but never thought that I'd be able to get my hands on myself. Plus, for how clean this was kept, it really feels like I'm living in 1969 now. Plastic was just built different back in the day. Buttons, styles, and physical ports were the gold standard. So,
let me know. Should I do a retro roundup of EDC or best retro accessories?
You cannot attend a gaming expo and not expect to buy a ton of cute stickers. So if I remember the creators, I'll add them to the screen. Otherwise, another speed round, Thick Boy Charizard, adding an additional load of Magikarp stickers to the master set. And these ones cover your credit cards, which I've gotten multiple compliments over already because I pay with the heart of the cards. More fish merch, and this booth had my favorite of them all. Is it wrong to feel this way about a Pokemon? Lastly, just more cuteness overload. And moving on. This next package can record all your conversations with a single click of a button, which is why it goes everywhere with me now. At the size of about a damn credit card only, it's made of metal, feels really premium like an actual tool, as it essentially records the conversations happening around you, then transcribes it so you never forget what was said. And the kicker, using ChatGPT, it summarizes everything so you can pretend like you were actually listening. I know, you already have a recording app on your phone, but that takes up storage space, eats up your phone's battery, and recordings can easily be interrupted by notifications too. So the convenience alone of simply pulling this out, clicking a button, and being able to record instantly is worth it alone. I can imagine using this in a doctor's office, during my team meetings, college lectures as I hated writing my own notes, and even while watching YouTube videos, so I know I won't miss any important points. However, you can also flip this switch and it'll even record your phone calls too. Great for business deals, Zoom calls, or just to remember what your best friend was ranting about. Plus, the AI is processed through Amazon Cloud Services using OpenAI Whisper to transcribe and GPT-4o and Claude 3.5 to handle summarizing recordings as well. So your data can be shared to Plaud's app and web platform worry-free. But for me, just seeing AI break the information down into easy to understand chunks, man, I wish I had this when I was in school. So links and details down below. Covert Instruments makes the only gravity tool that I think is legal in Canada. Don't quote me on that, but I actually bought one first and then they sent one over afterwards, which I gladly accepted because even though it's never crossed my mind to use a lock picking tool in my life, this one is just so cool and fun to play with. It's borderline the most useful fidget toy that we've ever tested because it actually works too. Speaking of fidget toys, we bought some new ones. Yes, we actually spend our hard-earned dollars to buy these quote-unquote useless pieces of metal, although I may have actually said that to myself only. Regardless, the Wanwu breaker is worth every penny, but you definitely should not buy one for yourself because it's about $1,000. Look, it feels amazing, has every action you'd want, but this is most definitely not leaving the house. Even the brand knows that, so they've also made a stand for your very expensive paperweight now. And yes, that also goes for the GoBiggeR Puunk as well, with the cowboy holster and the revolving silencer sold separately, but you sort of have to get it to complete the set. I personally prefer the Puunk over the breaker because of this motion. It's got Terminator meets Alien versus Predator vibes. Either way, if you are wondering, yes, in person, they are both as satisfying as they look and sound too. I caught wind of this bag on Instagram thinking I was watching some Interstellar trailer, but turns out the Lancer300 is one of the very few cool looking gadgets that I've found on Instagram that can actually be purchased right now. Will your girlfriend approve? Probably not, but that's just because she's never had a full power source built into her backpack and what it means to have power over 9,000. It is technically designed for photographers to keep their gear charged on the go, with several accessories to even mount cameras, lights, or whatever you want sticking out of you. What really piqued my interest was wanting to build an ultimate portable desk setup with this, so let me know in the comments. Would you watch a what's in my bag video of the Lancer300? Because I haven't felt this excited about a bag in a very long time. Next up, Griffin Company is making these Rover AirTag holders that slide onto your bag straps. Just a chunk of metal with Velcro on the top to show off your RE collection that's currently collecting dust on your couch. It's simple, yet so elegant and chunky. I just love how overkill it is. And blackout too. Side note, should I do another RE patch drop? These grass skins, yes, grass from dbrand, were part of their April Fool's joke, but they actually sell it too because they wanted you to touch grass. And if you're into scratchy, itchy, yet very satisfying textures, don't think twice, because once they sell out, they're gone for good. I had a phase, or well, currently have this phase of wanting really tiny versions of products that I already own. So in searching for a toy Tesla, I came by diorama props. And let me tell you, the detail these arrived in went unnecessarily hard. And of course, I love the over-the-top overkill of it all. Honestly, this kind of taught me the value in building sets and displays to show off your favorite pieces, as this one was made of metal with friggin' waves in the damn tent roof. Takara Tomy also released a new Model Y for 2025, so I had to add that to my collection, albeit not the best time to talk about them. It's nothing crazy, just a guy who likes really tiny things and apparently building tiny sets for them too. We've accumulated a lot of retro emulators, whether it was bought or sent to us, but GKD Pixel has by far been our favorite. So when they released a version 2, I instantly bought one for myself. If not just for the metal body chunker of the build, it's easily the best feeling one I've tested, but by no means is it the best performing. But for Game Boy games, it's perfect. It slides into my pocket, the metal body is durable so I'm not worried about cracking anything, and just an easy conversation starter whenever I pull this out while on the toilet. Similarly, Miyoo also released a version 4 of their Mini, a very close cousin in size but a full plastic body instead. Slightly larger for better ergonomics, and I do prefer the shoulder button layout on this much better. Again, I won't be playing anything past Game Boy on this bad boy, but for just over half the cost, this might have to be the Christmas gift of the year for any wannabe nerds. While watching other EDC channels, I saw that their Leatherman looked way cooler than mine, only to realize it's skinned by Rip's Garage Tech Skins, and I thought, how did no one think to do this before him? Or at least that I found. Not only will it differentiate your Leatherman from the other dads carrying a Leatherman around, the textures of it actually feel way better to hold onto, and it's available for multiple tools and even key bars as well. I just wish I found these sooner. Now surprisingly, I've never seen an AirPods case with a phone stand built into it. So when I saw one while scrolling through Amazon, I knew I had to try it myself. And unsurprisingly, it worked really well. Plus, the case not only protects your AirPods, but also locks the lid shut, so they won't go flying when you inevitably drop it again. And having a stand built into an AirPods case is like, duh. You will always have it with you. So now you never have to try and balance your phone on your lunchbox anymore. You can set your phone in both landscape or vertical, although only at one angle, and it can handle up to an iPad mini too. Then for anyone with older iPods still using the ancient lightning cable technology, a guy called Ken sells a case that converts it to USB-C. Simple, right? Yet so genius. The case itself feels 3D printed and houses the adapter on the bottom. It sticks out a bit, but definitely worth it for not having to buy a whole new set just for the USB-C. And the matte textured finish actually feels really comfortable to hold on to. This one is from a fellow Toronto company that makes these MagSafe Pokemon card wallets. So you can show off your favorite pulls or other cards too. For the collectors though, this is basically like a fancy top loader. With magnets built in on the backside, you can swap between cards by sliding off the front face, and the hard shell does keep the cards inside protected from scratches and drops as well. The beauty though is that you can use it on a naked iPhone, your favorite case with MagSafe, or just remove it altogether when you realize how mid your favorite cards actually are. The team at Proof Wallets reached out to us to get our hands to test out these leather and metal wallet combos. No strings attached on these samples, but I did get to play with them and have to say they're pretty wicked if you like that industrial yet cowboy vibe. They claim to hold up to 25 cards and 20 bills, and I was able to stuff at least 8 cards in, which is 7 more than anyone should carry, and the giant elastic wrapping it all together was even able to store the key tool they include inside the box too. It passed my scientific shake tests, keeping everything in place. Combine that with the quick access pull tab, it makes for a solid contender for the toughest slim wallet that I've tested to date. So it turns out this knife isn't made of any metal and is just cut from a giant block of plastic, G10 to be exact. It's way tougher and they're made without any sharp edges. Just a really pointy tip. Oddly enough, the lightweight design, precise cutouts, and the fact that I know I can't cut myself, well, you can imagine what it's actually meant for. Although I will say it makes for a subpar box opener, but makes up for it as a great hole maker. They even include a non-metallic sheath, which they recommend you use glue to replace the screws once you've found your preferred positioning. Definitely not a tool we typically play with, but it sort of makes me feel like a Ninja Turtle or something. I've been eyeing these custom Lego pieces for a while now, so when Citizen Brick released their new set, you know I had to pull the trigger. Come on, this is so us, but also a bunch of funny and relatable ones, with this one being my favorite. Taking a closer look, they're actually compatible with Lego. The faces printed on each one is a must, and I had to grab the multicolored ones because if blackout's an option, I'm getting it. No racial. I also picked up some Lego cash, Amazon box, safety signs because they're funny AF, a classic rubber chicken, blacked out of course, condiments that make good filler, and this stab pack because it's basically Lego EDC. The lightning rat Rikachu is just super relevant to my current day and age, and with it holding the broken iPhone, just completes the package. When I saw this in the store, I instantly knew I had to have it. The detail, packaging, and endless possibilities are only the start. Not only does this body look just like mine, the squishy feel is terrifying, but also very pleasant to touch. And the head is my favorite part because he has neck muscles that can do this, and it gives me the heebie-jeebies every time. However, putting on the included panties may have been the hardest challenge I faced this year, and I've had emergency surgery, but it's oh so worth it when it's done. The metal frame inside allows for very realistic angling and holds perfectly, so we had to do some testing, which, as you can tell, did not disappoint a single time. This may just be the definition of money well spent, and if you're wondering, yes, it's still hanging on her screen to this day.
So should we do an updated EDC? Or that retro EDC we were talking about earlier? But that's it. I rest my TV.
Do it.
No, I can't.
Wow. Wow. You can't commit.
I can't. I'm leaving.
Fraud.
I'm leaving.